Jube expected to learn his fate today, and ISA is concerned over killings of Cape law enforcement officers. I'm Lebo Changela with this news update. Musician Molemo Jube Marohanya and his co-accused Themba Chabalala are expected to learn their fate in the Protea Magistrate Court in Soweto today. Magistrate Brian Nemabidi postponed the matter on Friday to avoid a juncture in the judgment. Marohanya and Chabalala were allegedly drag racing in Pretoria North in March 2010 when they crashed into a group of school children, killing 4 and injuring 2 of them. They are charged with murder, reckless driving, driving under the influence of drugs and alcohol, and failing to assess the injuries of the victims. Both have pleaded not guilty. The SABC's Paul Magubane reports.
Magistrate Brian Nemabidi says one of the Metro Police officers who testified during the trial talked about how drag racing in the township has become a norm. Nemabidi says the speed theory seems to be common with a number of witnesses, but both the accused maintained they were not speeding on a public road. He says the Metro Police officer noticed that Chabalala reeked of alcohol while Jube was rubbing his nose. Chabalala tested positive for alcohol while nothing was found in Jube's system. However, they both tested positive for morphine and cocaine. Nemabidi is expected to deliver his verdict today. Paul Makobane, SABC News, Johannesburg.
The Institute for Security Studies, a police expert, Johan Berger, has expressed concern over the recent killings of 3 law enforcement officers in the Western Cape. This comes after an 80-year-old youth appeared briefly in the Khayelitsha Magistrates Court yesterday in connection with the fatal shooting of a traffic officer last week. Police say they've also arrested a 28-year-old man in connection with the killing of 2 police officers in Hart Bay at the weekend. Berger says the killings may be a sudden coincidence.
Then you have to look at the perpetrators and look at what their motives were. Were they just doing this in an attempt to escape the actions of law enforcement, or were they intent on killing police officers? So you really have to go out and look what the reasons were behind these attacks.
Pop Crew Western Cape Secretary Ndisi Mbolekwa.
We condemn any police killing. It's worse when a policeman is on duty and killed by criminals, because a policeman is supposed to be the protectors of the community. They can't be the ones who are killed. The community must come forward, and we are grateful that in Hart Bay there's already arrest. We thank police for speedy arrest.
And the unprotected strike by thousands of Bokoni platinum mine workers in Limpopo is continuing. The workers are this morning expected to gather at a nearby sports ground to map what they call the way forward. Yesterday, the situation turned chaotic when police used rubber bullets to disperse workers who'd barricaded the road leading to the mine with the burning tires and stones. The striking workers have vowed not to return to work until management comes to the negotiating table. Workers started an unprotected strike about 2 weeks ago. They're demanding a monthly salary of 16,500 rand.